Hello everyone, thank you for joining us for our webinar today, Introduction to Your School of Study. This session will be focusing on the courses within Physics, Astronomy and Mathematics within our School of Physics, Engineering and Computer Science. Now, just before we introduce the session, I'm just going to go through with you some buttons that you can use on screen to interact with us panelists. So you should see the chat button there. Please feel free to use the chat to talk to each other. Do just be mindful about any personal information you're sharing in the chat though, because it is a public forum. And you've also got a Q&A button. So if you do have any questions for us, please pop them in the Q&A and we'll be answering your questions as we go, just because sometimes the chat moves quite quickly and we don't want to miss any of them. With the Q&A, we'll be typing answers and also asking some live. So do check out those answered columns as well, just in case you've got a similar question and the answer's been typed up already for you. Now, what we'll do, we'll introduce who we are so you know who you've got in the room. So my name's Kat, I work in the international office, and later in today's session, I'll be giving you a bit of preparation tips for start of term.
Hi everybody, my name's Jess and I work with Kat in the international office, and later on I'll be getting all of your questions answered, so make sure you're adding all of your questions to the Q&A section there and we can get them answered later live in the session.
Hi everyone, I'm Caterina Carvalho and I'm a lecturer in mathematics at the Department of Physics, Astronomy and Mathematics, and I'm also the collaborative partnership lead for the BSc Data Science and the MSc Data Science at our partner institution.
Hi everyone, my name's Alyssa Drake. I'm also a senior lecturer in the Department of PAM. My research is in astrophysics and I also teach on the data science degree, and I'm postgraduate taught admissions tutor.
Perfect, thank you. So you're in good hands today. Please do ask those questions because we do have Katerina and Alyssa here especially to give you a bit of guidance to help you know what to expect when you do join Hearts this September. Now, what we'll do is introduce you to what's going to happen in the session. So as we've said, we'll give you a bit of an introduction to your School of Study. After that, I'll run through start of term preparation, and then we'll move on to the Q&A for you. But do be asking your questions as we go, because we'll be typing the answers during the presentations. Now, just before we start, we'll do a quick poll just to see who we've got in the room, see if you've got any future classmates with you. So I'm going to launch this now. This is just a multiple choice quiz question on there. So which subject will you be studying? So it might be astrophysics, data science, mathematics, or physics. So you can select the one that is closest to your course topic. Excellent. So I'll just give you a moment to answer that, but do feel free to take part. It's just a little bit of fun so you can see who else you've got in the session with you today. I know not everybody could join us, but those of you who are here, if you want to take part, we just love interactive sessions with you to keep you engaged as well. Excellent. So I can see nearly everybody has input their answers. So, oh, brilliant. We've got 100% of you have filled that in now. So I'm going to end the poll. We'll have a look together. So we do actually have somebody from each of these 4 subject areas, which is brilliant. Really nice mix in the room. Most of you from astrophysics and data science, and then a couple of you from mathematics and physics as well. So that's brilliant. You've got really nice mix from everyone from PAM here. Okay, so what we'll do now is we'll move on to the session and I'll pass to my colleagues to tell you a little bit more.
Can we go to the next slide? Lovely, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to start off and just as a sort of overview of the environment where you'll be as part of PAM. We have over 260 undergraduate and research students as part of the department, and over 500 taught postgraduate students, which is spread across the various postgraduate programs. One of the strengths of our department is that we are supporting the Juno project and the Athena Swan Charter, which are both really important things for diversity and inclusion. And then more on the business side, there's lots of really exciting placement opportunities, and we've got links with all kinds of companies that people take advantage of as part of their studies. Our department is split between a few different research centres. So we've got research expertise in various different areas, one of which is the Atmospheric and Climate Physics department. There's the climate change research that's going on. Quite a big research department is our Centre for Astrophysics Research, which is the one that I came from. And we also have the up-and-coming Centre of Data Innovation Research. Next slide, please. Do we go to a video now? Yes, so a message from our Dean, Professor Dan McCluskey.
Hello, I'm Daniel McCluskey, Dean of School of Physics, Engineering and Computer Science. Thank you for applying to one of the courses in my school. You've made a great choice. Physics, mathematics, the many areas of engineering, robotics, computer science and information technology influence all aspects of our life and help to provide and maintain the modern high technology world we live in. I see the courses in my school as a force for good. They drive economic growth, shape our daily lives and transform communities. Our courses are designed to reflect the needs of industry, now and in the future. We focus on equipping you with theoretical concepts and practical skills to solve the challenges of our ever-evolving world. You will benefit from applying your learning to real-life projects and scenarios. We have a vibrant program of co-curricular activities. These present you with opportunity to develop valuable interpersonal, teamworking and employment skills, to apply your learning in real-life scenarios and in areas that you have an interest in. These opportunities are great fun and build identity and community across the school. You will learn from exceptional scientists, engineers, computer scientists and mathematicians at the forefront of their fields. You will benefit from some fabulous facilities. We have staff who want to share with you their many years' experience in industry so that you are ready to use this after graduation. And you'll also benefit from the strong links that we have with businesses such as Airbus, Apple, Aston Martin, Canon, Global Invacom, McLaren, Microsoft and Rolls-Royce amongst many others. Our alumni now work in companies large and small in the UK and around the world on many exciting projects that aim to make the world a better place for us all. I wish you every success in your studies and hope to welcome you into my school in the future. Good luck.
Very nice. Okay, so that was a really nice introduction that has given a pretty good demonstration of some of the facilities that we have available as part of the department. We'll hear more about this in a couple of minutes about our new building, which is known as Spectra. And this is the new building that houses the physics, engineering and computer science teams that was opened just last year. As part of that facility, we've got new undergraduate physics labs with a dark room and plenty of space for project work. We're particularly proud of our high-performance computing cluster that's hosted at Herts and is managed very competently by members of the astrophysics group mainly. We've got several specialist computing laboratories and extensive high-performance computing facilities. So that's including recent investment in new GPUs and NVIDIA DGX A100, and of course the 0.3 million data science visualization laboratory, which is another particularly nice perk. We have another slide on facilities. So this one's close to my heart, of course. So if you are studying on the astrophysics program or even as part of the data science program, if you're in a project work type situation, you've got the opportunity to take advantage of the Bayfordbury Observatory, which is not very far away from us. This is actually one of the best equipped and largest teaching observatories in the country. It really stands out amongst the things that are available countrywide. And there's optical and radio telescopes, a radio interferometer, various other facilities, including the all-sky camera, etc., etc. There's also the LiDAR as part of the physics department, which is another perk. And we have an HT planetarium as well, and there's lots of outreach activity that goes on there at Bayfordbury on a regular basis. So that's another particularly nice perk of this department. I think that's all to come from me. Do we have another video, or are we straight hand over to Katerina? There we go.
Yeah, I think we have a video about our new building, which shows a bit more the place where you'll be studying.
The University of Hertfordshire is responding directly to the UK skills gap, investing and inspiring a new generation of computer scientists, mathematicians, engineers and physicists. Central to this response is the construction of a new multi-million-pound state-of-the-art 5-storey facility to serve the next generation.
This facility, which we are creating for the School of Physics, Engineering and Computing Science. This will build on the heritage of the institution in engineering, particularly aeronautical engineering, but more recently automotive engineering, and of course our marvellous research in physics and mathematics. It will also contribute to the overall strategy of the university, enhancing the opportunities that we give undergraduates and research workers, creating a flexible learning environment, and of course underpinning the community in terms of the economy and in terms of prosperity.
Set to open in 2024, the new building will house modelling, simulation and research labs, a robotics lab, advanced cybersecurity facilities, an automotive lab complete with an electric vehicle centre, a wind tunnel and flight simulator. Students will have access to the state-of-the-art cybersecurity facilities, while the upper floors will provide space for workshops, research and computer science, as well as social and meeting spaces.
The new building will allow us to extend our world-leading research and to invest in future technology areas. Importantly, we will be able to create an environment where our students can immerse themselves in the fundamental underpinning knowledge they need and be able to tackle real projects and real problems.
This building will be open to businesses across the region and beyond as part of our commitment to nurture companies to get started or grow. As one of only 20 recognised university enterprise zones in the UK, we provide access to world-class academic expertise and specialist facilities to help small and medium-sized companies to turn their ideas into commercial realities.
The University of Hertfordshire is committed to being at the very heart of economic development through our cutting-edge research, ability to innovate, and through the education we deliver that provides a skilled and enterprising workforce.
So get ready to be inspired as we bring our vision to life, transforming the way we educate our students and engage with businesses across the region.
Thank you. Yeah, it is open. We have been in the building since September 2024, and it is as amazing as it looks on the video. In terms of the degrees that we offer, I'm going to show at the end exactly what degrees we have. But as you've probably heard from the videos, the idea is that while you're studying the degree, there's also opportunities to work in real life projects that have industry connections, or if what you're interested is a research route, then we have several research groups with very strong researchers. We have the astronomy research group that Elisa is part of, the physics research group, which mostly works in climate, particle physics and climate change research. And there is also researchers in theoretical physics. There's research being done in mathematics as well. That's my group, which has research in algebra, optimization, and applications to computer science. And we do have the Center for Data Research Innovation, which opened a couple of years ago, which looks at cross-disciplinary research between machine learning, astrophysics, mathematics, computer science. So we are a very research active department, which so the Department of Physics, Astronomy and Mathematics is part of the School of Physics, Engineering and Computer Science. And we all live in the new Spectre building that you've just looked at. Next slide, please, Kat. So as I was talking about research, you can have an opportunity to listen about the research that is currently being done in astrophysics.
So I'm Sugata Kaviraj. I'm a professor of astrophysics at the University of Hertfordshire, and my work combines large astronomical surveys with detailed computer simulations and AI techniques which enable us to analyze the data from these large data sets. So AI technology is becoming essential for space discovery because astrophysics, just like many other areas of science, is becoming increasingly data rich. Much of my current work is focused on LSST, the Legacy Survey of Space and Time, which will be the largest and most sensitive astronomical survey ever conducted in the visible wavelengths. So an individual astronomer will take 50,000 years to characterize all the galaxies in a survey like LSST. But the AI-based algorithms that we are developing are very good at rapidly and automatically grouping together objects which look very similar. And these algorithms can perform the same morphological classification task in a matter of hours. So this time compression is absolutely essential for us to be able to analyze the data from these big data surveys like LSST. So the material world around us is shaped by this type of research and development. A notable example, which is related to astronomy, is the invention of Wi-Fi. So Wi-Fi technology was actually invented by scientists in Australia, and it was based on techniques which were originally developed to study radio emission from black holes. So many of the algorithms we develop in astronomy are focused on doing automated pattern recognition in astrophysical objects like galaxies. But these algorithms can also be deployed in other areas of science where pattern recognition is useful. So for example, in medical science, for the diagnosis of diseases, and also in climate analysis. Space discovery really matters in our everyday lives because researchers who are trained in these techniques are employable in a vast array of fields across the public and private sectors. So AI will be pervasive in the future. It will touch every aspect of our lives.
Thank you. So as you probably already applied, you already know of some of these, but we offer a total of 7 undergraduate courses. So BSc in mathematics, in financial mathematics, in data science, in physics, astrophysics, and both in physics and astrophysics, you have the option of doing a degree with a space science component. And we also have the undergraduate MPhys program in physics and in astrophysics. And again, for the physics, you do have the option to do it with the space science. For all of our undergraduate programs, you have an opportunity or a possibility to do it with in the sandwich mode. So you can choose between your second and third year if you want to do a year in placement, or if you then want to do a study abroad year, and then you come back to UH to do the final year of your degree. In terms of postgraduate top degrees, we have an MSc in astrophysics, an MSc in theoretical physics, and the MSc in data science. And for all of the postgraduate programs, we also have 2 extended versions. So instead of a 1-year postgraduate degree, you do a 2-year postgraduate, where on the second year, you either do a placement or you do an advanced research component. In order for you to be successful in your studies, we have several ways of supporting you. We have the mathematics support service, which is open across university to any degree at university. So you can go, it's open during term time all day. So you can just go pop in to ask any questions that you have related with any module. In the school, we have the School Academic Support Hub, which provides every student with a personal tutor, which can help you with pastoral questions, but also with the content of your degree. So, and they offer training sessions on things like Python and mathematics. And so it gives you, and also it will help you navigate all the university life. As part of the university, we do have the career service, which you can help which you can use to help you do things like doing your CV, looking for jobs or looking for placements. But as part in the physics, astronomy, and mathematics department, we also have a specialist career service which focus on STEM routes, right? So she's better. She has a specialized knowledge of careers for the degrees that we offer. We have many connections with local schools via the outreach department and also the student support center at university. In fact, we just started recently running the Leveling Up Maths program, where some of our undergraduates support school children with their mathematics as well. And there's other opportunities to do outreach activities, some of them at the Bayford Observatory that Alyssa was telling you about. And I believe this is what we wanted to tell you about the school. Would you mind? Yeah, thank you. And we'll be here to the end to answer any questions that you have.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Katerina and Alyssa. So yeah, everyone, a tour of your school of study, and yeah, absolutely, as they mentioned there, if you've got any questions, please do put them in the Q&A and we'll be coming to those at the end. Now, what we'll do now is we're just going to do a short interactive quiz, just so that we can get some information. You can find out who your other future students are in the system as well. So let me just quickly swap to this other screen that I've got. Okay, it's just loading now, and then I'll share my screen. Okay, and this quiz that we're doing, please do feel free to take part. You should be able to see that on your screen now. There's no right or wrong answers. It's just meant to be a little bit of fun so that you can interact with us as well. But if you do want to take part, please go to menti.com, enter the code, or if you're watching this on a laptop and you've got your smartphone to hand, you can scan the QR code to join as well. But once you are in the Menti, if you just give a little thumbs up on the screen, and then I should be able to see how many people we've got in there. Oh, brilliant. We've got one brave person who's in there already. So thank you for that. This software, it's really good for you to kind of get used to it before you come to Herts as well. You might see it in some of your lectures. So if you're a little bit more familiar with how it works and the different features of it, that's going to help you when you join Herts as well. So I can see we've got 2 people there. I'll just give it another moment for some other people to join, and then we'll see if we can get some interactive. It's all anonymous as well, by the way, so you don't have to worry about your name popping up on screen or anything like that. It's just a little bit of fun for you to engage and not just be sat there listening to us while we're talking as well. So 6 people in there so far. What I'll do, I'll start going through the first question. You should be able to join as it's live as well. So if you're still logging in or getting that set up on another one of your screens, please do so. But thank you to everyone who's made it in there so far. Okay. So the first question we've got is, what country are you currently in? Now you should see there's a little pin on screen. You can just drag it to where in the world you are. Don't worry about trying to be too accurate. I know, especially if you're doing it on a little phone screen, it might be hard to put it exactly where you want it, but it's just so that you can see where your other classmates are at the minute in the world. I know you'll all be on different time zones. Excellent. We've got our first pin there. It looks like some people in India, Africa as well. So like I mentioned, don't worry about trying to get it exactly accurate. Just drop your pin on there. Oh, brilliant. We've got some South America as well. So yeah, you're joining from all over. Thank you so much to those who are joining at a time that is maybe not the normal time you'd want to watch a webinar in your country that you're in. But no, this really helps us get an idea of where you're watching from. So thank you. Brilliant. A few more pins coming on there as well. What I'll do then, I'll move us on to the next board. So Next board is, what are your personal goals for the course? So this Menti is a bit different. You can actually free type in and then your answers will appear anonymous on the screen. So it might be things like earning your degree. It might be career goals that you want to go into. It might be experiencing education in the UK, making a network of friends from around the world. So any goals you've got and the reason that you're wanting to join the course at Herts, please feel free to share them with us and we can read a few out together. So I'll just wait for the first couple to come in. And like I said, there's no right or wrong answers. This is more just for us to get some reflection from you, and so you can see what other people who are coming into your school of study are looking for as well. Oh, everybody's being a bit shy about their goals. That's all right, though. Don't worry. I can move on to the next one if this is a tough one for you to think about. Oh, we've got some. Thank you so much. So somebody's put gain as many skills as possible, build connections. Yeah, absolutely. You'll definitely build connections on the course. You'll be able to meet people outside of your academics as well. I'm going to run through that shortly on our start of term preparation. Somebody's put to become an astrophysicist, which is excellent. You know, you're definitely in the right school. Pursuing BSc in astrophysics. They want to become astrophysicists as well, do more research into the field of space science. Want to study space, want to build a career in astrophysics and astronomy. Excellent. Develop strong academic background in theoretical astrophysics. More research goals as well, which is brilliant to see. And somebody else wants to leverage their career, do well in the job market and be a successful data science. Oh, this is brilliant. Lots coming in now. Thank you so much, everyone, for taking part. Okay. So yeah, we can see that a lot of people looking to make really good research contributions. So when you do join us at Herts, just remember to get involved in things. If you're not sure about something you want to be involved in, reach out to your program leaders, ask those questions, use the careers and employment team as well. You've got all these specialist people at your fingertips who are there to help you and want you to get the most out of your student experience. So the next question is, what one word do you associate with Herts? So again, no right or wrong answers. You can put down anything you like. You can fill it in as many times as you want. Just put one word in at a time and we'll build a bit of a word cloud together. So it could be anything. It could be something like, where we're based, or what you think about the community at Herts or the university, what you're looking forward to doing when you get to Herts, a place on campus that you're looking forward to be in. Oh, that's lovely. So somebody's put inclusive. Yeah, absolutely. We've got a big multicultural society of students at Herts. We've actually got students from over 110 countries at the minute. So you're definitely very multicultural. Somebody's put dream. Hogwarts, yeah. So our closest station is Hatfield. You can get direct onto King's Cross from Hatfield. So you'll be able to visit platform 9 3/4. Some Watford Football Club, yeah, absolutely. We'll sponsor them at the minute. You can go and watch a game if you want to. Bayfordbury Observatory, yeah, we saw that in the slides as well. Lots of facilities there for our astrophysics. Research opportunities, culture, friendly, accommodating. So yeah, some really nice word cloud there, everybody. Thank you. Excellent. Somebody else has said the observatory as well. Perfect. And then I think there's just 2 more questions, everybody. So thank you for joining in there. Now, this next one is just what stage of application are you at? So it'll give us a bit of idea of what we need to help guidance-wise for you. So you might be preparing to apply. I think most of you in this session, though, will already have your offer. So it's just you're probably at the paying your deposit or clearing your conditions of your offer phase. You might have done all that. You might be really organised and you might be ready for your CAS, or you might have your CAS and be applying for your visa. So if you do want to share where you're at, please feel free, and the little dots will move around the screen. So this is great. So I can see that most of you are either ready for CAS, applying for your visa, which is perfect. It shows you're really organised. We can issue CAS now for anybody who is ready. and admissions have started issuing those out, so keep an eye on your emails if you're at that stage. For those of you who are at the point where you're paying the deposit, again, that's brilliant. This is the time where you should be paying your deposit so that you can keep progressing your application. Some of you preparing to apply, which is great. If you need any support with that, please do let us know. You can ask us some questions in the chat today as well if you want to, or you can reach out to your in-country team and they can help you get all your documents ready. And somebody else waiting for their offer as well. So we can see that you're all on different paths, but definitely working towards that point where you're ready for your visa application. And the last question, this is more just a bit of feedback for my team. So we always want to know how you prefer to receive information from us. We know that there's a lot that you need to think about on the run up to becoming a student at Herts. So how would you prefer to receive information? It's multiple choice, click as many as you want. And then we will take that back with us for the feedback as well. So lots of you saying emails, webinars like this one. We'll definitely be doing more webinars. We'll send you a lot of emails as well, especially on the run up to start of term with all the little tips and things that you need to help you stay organised. In-person events, yeah, absolutely. So if there's any in-person events in a country, in your country, we'll email you to let you know as well. Excellent. So thank you so much for taking part, everybody. That was really helpful for us to know kind of what your feelings are and what we can help you with for future as well. But what I'm going to do is we'll go back to the slides now. I'll just do a little bit on the start of term preparation and then we'll go to Q&A. So thank you so much, everyone who's taken part. Okay, just reloading my slides now. Excellent. So things that you can do now to help you be ready for the start of term. Now, as we saw in that Menti quiz, a lot of you are at the stages where you're paying your deposit, you've got your CAS, you're waiting for your visa, which is excellent. For those of you who aren't at the CAS stage yet, just be mindful you might be asked to complete sponsorship interview or financial checks before the admissions team will move you to CAS stage. If these are required for your application, the admissions team will email you to let you know what you need to do. They'll provide you with a bit of guidance on it as well. We also do a lot of guidance, as I've said, to help you on the run up to start of term. So we will be updating our pre-arrival guide, especially for September 2025 starters. When that's ready, which will usually be around mid-July, we'll send you an email letting you know so you can read through that in your own time as well. And similar to this session, we'll also do pre-arrival webinars. That's where we cover things from what documents you should prepare, packing checklists, tips on how to navigate the airport, how to get from the 4 closest airports to campus, registration guidance, all things like that. We will do a webinar session like this for you. So it's great that some of you said you like the webinars for information as well. Orientation and freshers will be giving you some guidance on that. So the university does have a student events calendar. You can have a look at that now just to get used to checking it, but you should see a lot more events will start going on there on the run up to start of term because everyone's on their summer break at the minute. We recommend join as many activities as you can. It's a great way to meet people who aren't in your course or your school of study. The SU, they do have a lot of societies and clubs as well. So if you do have a particular interest, if a society doesn't already exist and you want to set one up, you can speak to your SU rep and they can help you. And again, it's a great way to meet people who've got similar interests as you. There's also a team called Herts Squad, so they offer free sport for all abilities. So again, if you want to get involved in that, go on, just have a go and try something new. Over the last year, they have organised things like learning how to ride a bike, roller skating sessions. So there's always something going on every week. And then there's also the chaplaincy and religious groups as well. Another thing I wanted to make you aware of is the Hertfordshire Internships programme. So these are available to Herts offer holders on postgraduate programmes. It's an opt-in voluntary experience. So it's basically a remote internship programme personalised to you, supported by a team of professionals. There's host companies in 18 career fields around the world, so you should be able to find something that aligns with those career goals that you mentioned in the Mentimeter. And you'd be matched with a company that meets your interests as well. So when you're filling out your form, if you do want to take part in this, you can specify kind of what you're looking to get out of the internships, and the team will look to match you with a company that meets that goal for you. They just let you build a bit of a global network as well with employers, and they're kept flexible, so flexible schedule to suit you. But the main goal, the main idea of this is to give you that boost to your career prospects. Have something that you can put on your CV that shows you've got that bit of extra experience as well, and also build your skill set and your confidence. So if this is something that you want to do, keep an eye on your emails, and we'll be emailing you more information about how to sign up for that experience as well. Now, just a bit of a more serious slide from me. So engagement and attendance. Please do be ready to start your programme on your course start date. So that's why we say now is the time to pay your deposit if you haven't already done so. Clear those conditions. Make sure that you're progressing your application as quickly as you can so that you can get to that CAS stage to give you plenty of time for your visa application. Engagement is monitored. You'll all get an ID card once you join Hearts, like in the bottom picture on screen. And you need to swipe into your lectures. So you'll see various touch points around the university that you can swipe in for to show your attendance. If your engagement does drop below 80%, you can risk being withdrawn from the programme. You can also risk your visa being withdrawn. So that's why it's really important to make sure that you are attending. You know, this is the main reason you're coming to the UK, to get your education, get those career goals that you were writing down in the quiz for us. So we just want to make sure that you're getting the most out of your experience. If anything does happen, you fall ill and you're not able to attend classes, make sure that you've let your programme leader or your tutor know so that they understand why you're not able to attend. Another tip from me to make attendance a bit easier for you would be to live as close to campus as you can. So there's still rooms available in on-campus accommodation, which I'm going to talk about a little bit more on the next slides. But if you can't live on campus, try and live in the Hatfield area, because then you're going to be able to walk to the campus to use those facilities and get to your lectures as well. So a few things that you can do now. The university has created a free online workbook called Getting Ready to Study at Hearts. This is a great thing to do while you're waiting for your CAS, you're waiting to hear back from your visa, so you can use that time to your advantage. There's lots of things on there. So there's tips from other international students about things they wish they'd known before joining Hearts. There's video tours of the Learning Resource Centres, so when you get to campus, everything will feel a bit more familiar. There's tips for academic success as well, so do check that out. Take your time, work your way through that. Booking accommodation. So now is the time to book your accommodation. Applications for on-campus accommodation are open. As I mentioned, I would always opt for this. I always recommend it to students. You've got 24/7 support. You don't need a UK guarantor. All your utility bills, Wi-Fi and contents insurance are included in the price of the accommodation, so you're not going to have any surprise bills. So it just makes it a lot more easier, convenient for you. Now, I know that some of you will need to live off campus for whatever reason, so guidance for you, please always use PAL accredited landlords. So what PAL is, it's a website that the university has set up in collaboration with the local council. All the properties displayed on the PAL website, they match how they look in the pictures. All the landlords have been vetted. Any deposit you need to pay will be held securely as well. So just to protect yourself from scams, use PAL accredited properties if you're living off campus. Now, living off campus, you have to live a maximum 2 hours or 30-mile radius from campus. Now, I think that's too far. I think that's quite a long way to travel, especially if you've got, an early morning or a later evening lecture. So that's why I always say to students, live in Hatfield if you can, because having a shorter commute is going to make you want to come to campus more, want to use those facilities like the LRC around your lecture times. So take advantage of that. Live as close as you can so that you can just walk to the campus and use those facilities to get the most out of your private study sessions as well. Do check out the commute costs though, make sure you do your research. So look at the Uno bus network and prices, and also National Rail as well. And then the last tip from me, we've already gone through this, but just as another reminder, now is the time to clear your conditions as well. So check your most recent offer letter, work out what you need to send in. If you're not sure, reach out to your in-country rep, your agent, or our admissions team at international@hearts.ac.uk. And now is the time to be clearing your deposit as well so that they can progress you to that next stage, which is probably going to be your CAS. Okay, so we'll watch one last video. This is just a bit of a tour of some of the accommodation and student facilities, and then we're going to go to Q&A. So thank you for listening, everyone.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth, and today I'm going to show you all of the amazing things of why did I choose to live on College Land campus. First, let's start with my bedroom. It's so close to classes and contains everything that you need. And here's my kitchen, where I get to meet all of my flatmates. However, for larger gatherings, we have got common rooms, perfect for everything from group yoga to movie nights. And not to forget the oval. It's great to have a team of support staff to help with just about everything. And a gym for those post-lecture workouts. There really is everything you need on campus. Whether you like to go for a walk outdoors, or if you like to get your focus to the max in the RRC. Looking for a quiet space to pray, meditate or reflect, well, the key is the place to visit. Whatever faith you have or even you have none. Here in the Hudson Hub, you can access to all kinds of information with our Ask Hearts Hub. For the best night out, I definitely visit 77 here at the Forum. Over to you, Judith.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Haberland. I'm Judith and I'll be showing you why living here is amazing. The bedrooms are particularly great. You have absolutely everything you need in here. Say hello to the kitchen, where all the cooking and catching up with flatmates happens. In need of support, there's a whole team of staff ready to help here in the accommodation office. And just next door is the common room. Many a games night have been hosted in here. When you're feeling extra energetic, you can head over to the Sports Village. It's great to come over after classes to get a workout in at the gym or take a dive in the huge pool. Just like College Lane, this campus has its very own LRC. And also the beautiful Cafe Ambition with its great music and even better coffee. So that's a wrap. Thanks for coming along with us. Hope to see you on campus soon.
Perfect. So thank you so much for listening, everybody. I know that was a lot of information, but now is the time where we're going to be answering your questions. So over to my colleague, Jess.
Thank you so much, Cam. Thank you. What a brilliant session. Thank you so much for all your questions, everybody. Katerina and Alyssa, I don't know who would like to take this question, but we have two applicants asking about placement years. And they've said, what's the criteria to be able to undertake a placement year? Is it based on their performance? They've also said, do they need to pay tuition fees during the placement year as well? But that might be a question for Kat.
Maybe I'll start if that's okay. So I guess we're talking about postgraduate MSc here, right? I'm kind of assuming that will be the case. So in that case, the placement here, so it's on the second year of the MSc. We kind of expect to perform well in your first year for your modules, right? You don't want to go, you won't be allowed to be doing a placement if you haven't passed all the modules. Then we also ask you that during your first year, you will start looking for the placement. So it is your responsibility to find the placement here. Of course, the university has the career service to help you. And as I mentioned before, we also have the specialist career service person, which sits in our department, which is focusing on finding careers in science, technology, and mathematics. And so if you find the placement and you pass all your modules, then you can take the extended version of the placement here. As for the fees, if that's okay, Pat, I'll answer, because I mean it's on the website. already. So if you go to the MSc, say data science or astrophysics with the extended placement year, the fees, and you go to the fees tab, it will have the fees for the 2 years that you are taking the MSc. I hope I answered all the
Yeah,
questions, but if not, please just ask again.
That's brilliant. Thank you so much, Katerina. Fantastic. And then, Alyssa, I'll ask you this question. So, the student has asked, how many kind of hours and days a week will classes be in general? They've asked quite specifically for BSc Astrophysics, but in general, are you able to give us kind of an overview of how many hours per week that the students might, need to be expecting to have taught classes? Obviously, they'll need to expect to do it full time, so it is full-time courses.
Yeah, so it's a course with a fairly large amount of contact time. So you probably would expect to be on campus at least 4 days a week. And we strongly encourage people to take advantage of that contact time, because it's useful for you, it's also useful for us, and it allows us to help you as best as we possibly can. Yeah. That's
Fantastic. Thank you so much. I think that's really useful for our applicants to be aware that it really is, a full-time course, and they also have that kind of access to the team as well, which is brilliant. Definitely make use of that, everybody. Kat, I've got a question for you. So an applicant has said they're really excited to be part of Heart. Oh, we're really excited to have you join us in September as well. It'd be lovely. They've said, can you just give us a bit more information, Kat, about how part-time jobs work in the UK? How can someone find a part-time job? And would it be feasible to live in the UK on a part-time job with the current cost of living? So if we could just get your input in that, please.
Yeah, absolutely. Really good question, and good that you're thinking about this in advance. So regarding cost of living, I'll answer that first. So to get your visa application, you would have need to show that you've already got the funds there to support you for your maintenance amount anyway. So with your visa, when you're doing your financial checks, you have to show any remaining tuition fee for that first year and the maintenance amount that the UK government has determined that you need. So it's all about budgeting. I'd say make sure that you are aware of how to budget, set yourself a plan before you start uni, and then just keep track of, how much are you spending on your bills and your accommodation? What about your food shop, going out, entertainment, travel, and just keep reflecting on that so that you don't go over and overspend. We do, on the run up to start a term, we do some budgeting tips webinars, so things like buying the supermarket own brand food versus the branded, little tips like that. So do join those, but it's good to just keep a plan. And once you're a student, there's a lot of resources as well. Like I know the finance team have set up budgeting tips that you can access and little sessions that you can watch. Now regarding actually finding the part-time job, so if you're on a visa, you can work up to 20 hours per week during your study time. Our careers and employment team, once you're a registered student, they will be able to support you in finding part-time work. So you can do things like interview practice with them. They can check through your CV, see if it's a strong CV or if you can improve it. They can also help you navigate how you use those job search platforms that you'll get access to when you're a Heart student as well. So you'll have things like Student Circus, which is specifically for international students. And then there's also, the name of the other ones escaped me, but there's a few different subscription sites that as a student of Hearts you'll get access to, and they list the jobs. You can filter it by part-time jobs in the local area. And also they do careers fairs where you can actually go along to the fairs. I think there's one shortly after start of term as well in September, and meet some local employers who are actually looking for part-time students to do the work as well. So yeah, lots of opportunities. Just get involved and they'll give you the guidance.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Kat. I think is it Handshake?
Handshake, that was the one. Yes, thank you, Jess.
Yeah, it's really, really useful, everybody. So yeah, once you're registered, you can get involved in that as well. Thank you so much, Kat. Kat, I've got another question for you. So someone said that they've submitted all their documents to their CAS, which is absolutely brilliant. It's been 15 working days and they're just wondering when, they might receive their CAS letter.
That's brilliant that you're at the CAS stage as well. You've submitted everything. Don't panic. So depending on what admissions need to check for you, what you've submitted, sometimes it can take a little bit of time because you'll have been invited to your pre-CAS form. If you've submitted anything on there that's different to what you'd originally applied with, say if you've got a new passport since you originally sent one in to us, and the new passport is what you'll be applying for the visa with. So admissions, they just need to double check everything to make sure that all the information on your CAS is accurate and it's the documents that you're going to be using for your visa application to make sure that you're not at risk of any refusals we could have avoided for you. So I know that it feels like you're waiting a long time, but just try and be patient. As soon as your CAS is ready, they'll usually send you an email. So keep an eye on your spam folder as well. But if you do start to panic, reach out to your in-country rep because they can actually check on the system where things are up to for you and give you a bit of peace of mind that you have done everything you need to, and we're just waiting now.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Kat. And Alyssa, I've got a question here from a student. They said during the final semester of the astrophysics course, how is the project work typically carried out? Do students rely on guidance from their professors to complete the project, or is it necessary to seek external assistance?
Good question. So you'll be supervised by a professional astrophysics researcher, basically, and any work the idea is that you lead your own project. So it's great if you can go and do your own research, lead your own research, but you don't need to seek the input of, a professor from somewhere else or something like that. You'll have a supervisor that you can meet with once a week and discuss your project and the things you're thinking of doing and how it's going, and get that constant feedback the whole way through your investigation is how we usually do things.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you. I love how organised all of our applicants are as well. It's a really organised question, really forward thinking. I love that planning. Thank you. And then Katerina, I've got a quick question here. So an applicant said, are we going to study any other subjects apart from our major subject? So theirs is astrophysics as their major. Would they be studying kind of other subjects alongside that within their course?
So the degree, I'm assuming this is undergraduate degree, right? So the astrophysics research already has some components. So it has, for example, some mathematics component. We are also starting to add more. There's also programming in the module because some astrophysicists would use that in their career as well. Now, there is currently the university doesn't have an option of doing a major and a minor, for example. But apart from the content of the degree, which already has some mathematics and physics, and of course the astrophysics and the programming, there is of course I think the students are allowed to do up to two elective modules during the program as well, and this can be in any topic that they choose. So if there is something else that they would like to really learn about, they can use this opportunity of having the elective modules, as long as they can study them all at the same time as their main program.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much, Katerina. And again, really worth the applicants being aware of that information as well. Really exciting opportunity to have for them. Thank you. Alyssa, I've got a question here. So an applicant has said they're really excited to begin their classes within the astrophysics department. They just wondered whether any recommended books or resources they should be exploring before they start their course.
That's a good question. I'm not aware specifically what the recommended resources are. As soon as you have access to Canvas, there will be a reading list of suggested things. Other than that, I would probably, if you're in contact with, say, the program leader, I would suggest checking with them if there's something more that's recommended.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much. And yeah, really great advice. And again, very organised of you. So that's brilliant, everybody. Katerina, I wondered if you were able to answer this question. So an applicant has said, what are the major requirements for data science for the master's programme?
So our MSc Data Science program was designed to serve as a bridging course. So we take students from STEM subject, from near STEM subjects, but also from far STEM subjects. So if of course, if your undergraduate degree was on a science, technology, engineering, and maths topic, then the requirements are usually a 2-1 or above. For the far STEM, we also have that requirement, but we also look at other experience. Say, has the applicant done some online courses? Have they sat on some like outside university courses? What's their knowledge in terms of mathematics or programming? So what I always say is that don't let that stop you, because our lovely admissions tutor, Alyssa, is going to look at the applications as a whole. So it's not only what degree you've studied, but also what you've done. Say, if people already have industry experience and they've been spending quite a lot of time working with data, we also take that into account when we look at the applications. So even though those are the general requirements, we always say, I mean, it's always worth applying if this is something that you think you really want to do in the future, and your application will be looked at as a whole.
That's fantastic. Thank you.
Sorry to...
I'm sorry, Elisa. Yeah.
No worries. Yeah, sorry to interrupt, but just to strengthen what Katerina has said, it's always really good if you can send as much information as you possibly can. So one great thing is to have a full statement of purpose that explains exactly why you're interested in a particular course, and to highlight the things that you've done outside of your academic experience. So yeah, exactly, work experience or courses that you've taken online, things like that, just to demonstrate, you know, all the different areas of experience that you have, so that we can get a good idea of if you're actually interested in the programme and how that can work.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Yeah, really good for applicants to be aware of that and to really prepare for that as well. Thank you. Elissa, we've got an applicant here and they've said that they'll be within an undergraduate programme, so BSc Honours in Astrophysics, and they have also actually gone for the 4th year. So will that be either study abroad or a placement year? Is that optional? And what's the criteria for them to either accept that or reject it?
I'm not quite sure what you mean. They've been offered a 4-year programme? Or...
I think that they've said that yes, they have looked and offered, been offered the 4-year programme. So would that be for the study abroad or a placement year? Which they've said yes is optional. But what is the criteria for them either to accept or reject that optional year, or what's the criteria for you all to either accept somebody to do a study abroad year or a placement year?
I think it's about having a good performance when you're on the degree. Other than beyond that, I'm not entirely sure if there's any difference beyond what your initial offer is, basically. Or, well, Katerina, do you have a better answer than that?
No, I mean, I think this is always something they can decide afterwards, right? So if you want to do the placement year, then you can start thinking about that in your 2nd year. Of course, we expect students to perform well during their first 2 years, and then they'll be allowed to do the study abroad or the placement year as well. It might be the case that the program code that was sent does include the study abroad or the placement year, but this is something that they can always, if they decide that they don't want to do it, or in fact that they want to do it and there are no places, then they can change this during their studies.
Fantastic. So yeah, they are able to kind of make that decision whilst they're studying with us, so it doesn't need to be before they've joined the university. That's fantastic. Thank you so much. Kat, I'm going to come to you for the final question, and I'm going to combine two. So are you able to tell us again the kind of range of different scholarships available at the university for our international applicants? And then also, is there any financial support for students as well at the university?
Yeah, absolutely. Great final question. So scholarships wise, we do have a lot of different scholarships available. So depending on if you're undergraduate or postgraduate, you should have received an email confirming what scholarships you're eligible for and how to claim them. Usually the scholarships, they're probably £1,000 or £2,000 off your first year tuition fees. Apart from the undergraduate ones, that'll actually give you discounted tuition fees for 3 years of your course. So do check out those emails that we would have sent you. On top of the scholarships, just bear in mind you can also get a £1,000 tuition full payment discount. So if you're in a position to make your first year tuition fee in full before registration at the university, you'll be able to get £1,000 discount as well. So that's well worth it, because then you can put that funds towards your living expenses instead. Regarding the financial support, again, this is where I would say make sure that you're aware of budgeting tips, how to do that, because you should all have that maintenance amount ready in your bank accounts that you had to show from your visa application. So as long as you're being sensible, you know, you're not overspending, you're keeping in track of your budget, keep reflecting on everything, then you should have those funds that you can pace yourself for throughout the year. We do have the finance team, though, if you do want any further guidance on that, and various teams offer that budgeting tips and support. So make sure you're taking advantage of all that once you do start uni, and then it's going to help you not get into these financial difficulties as well.
Thank you, Kat. Thank you so much, everybody, for supporting us with answering those questions as well. It's fantastic. But I'll move over to you now, Kat.
Excellent, thank you. Well, I'm so sorry if we didn't get a chance to answer your question live. I think we did almost all of them. Thank you so much for listening to us today as well. And thank you to Alyssa and Katerina for joining and giving us that valuable insight into what's waiting in the School of Study. I'm going to round off the session now then. So again, if you do want to hear about what any students' impressions of Herts were, we know it always makes a difference hearing it from the student rather than us staff members. We do have some student tips and videos on our social media platforms as well. So please do feel free to check those out if you want to hear it from the students themselves. And if we didn't get a chance to answer your question, or if you do think of anything else after the session's ended, do reach out to us, international@herts.ac.uk, and you can also speak to your in-country rep and your agent as well. I'm going to play one final video of some of the scenes around Herts. Colleagues, if you need to get to other meetings, please feel free to leave now, because this will be the end of the session. And we can't wait to welcome you in September. So thank you so much, everybody.